Hey guys, I've been feeling a bit of a nostalgic itch for Maple, so I felt like I'll give it a little bit of a play. So yeah, I got started on this private server, Maple Legends. This is new. This isn't the old Maple Island tutorial I was hoping for. Alright, whatever. Let's just go through with this. So yeah, I remember this tutorial actually. It's from a while ago, but not a super long while ago. Oh, so in the background it's showing me all the cities in Victoria Island. Okay, that's cool. Didn't quite remember that part, but I was hoping for the old Maple Island. Not this one. Okay. So I need to eat this apple. Yeah. So I was looking for a Maple Story like private server or something that I could play. That was like from back when I first started, and that was like a really long time ago. I was looking at the version history, and it seemed like the version that I started on was somewhere between version 26 and version, I think, 32 or 38 or something like that. Because when I started, I remember that there was a channel 20, and the channel 20 got removed in I think it was version 38. So it must have been before that. But I also remember when I started, it would have been from after Zakum was released, because I also remember, like, before I started playing, someone showed me like videos of people bossing with Zakum. So that's not where I hand in the reward. Okay, guess I'll just keep going forward. Yeah, I remember seeing videos of Zakum, and that must mean like I must have started somewhere in between that. But unfortunately, I couldn't. Oh yeah, my skills and stuff. Look at this. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I couldn't find any version of Maple that was between those versions. The only private servers I found were of we're Maple Island. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, the only versions of Maple I remember are that I could find in a private server were from. Oh, hold on, I need to read this. I don't remember all of this. Okay, AP. Can you raise HP and MP? Yes. You can advance level 8 Magician. Which of these do not match? Oh, I don't know this one. I think this one. It seems too high. Oh, okay. Right, 25 Dex Rare Thief. Let's try again. Okay, Thief. Oops, wasn't reading. Magician, Thief, Dex 20. Okay, cool. Level up. Okay, we done? Okay, yeah, don't need any of that. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, the only private server versions I could find were from version 40 and version 55, and those only had one server each, and both of them didn't seem to work. So kill 10 snails, alright, I can do that. Yeah, so I couldn't play on those, so I ended up going for this server, Maple Legends, which is on version 62, which is a fair bit newer than what I was hoping for, but it's not a not a huge deal. Like, it's still when we have Maple Island and whatever, and that was the main thing I wanted to play for, so I'm okay with that. Oh man, I loot so slowly. Okay. Yeah, that was one of the big things I remember about, well, not really remember, but like, if I think back on the game now, it was really slow. Like, everything about it's so slow. Like, I attack super slow, I walk super slow, like, it just takes ages to do anything. Like, there were, like, to travel between continents, you just had to sit on a boat, and that would take like, anywhere from like 5 to like 30 minutes. I'm not even joking. Like, it would take ages to just do like basic tasks, which is, back then I tolerated it. Like, I guess because I didn't know any better. Like everyone was a kid playing Maple, so I guess yeah, there's the things we put up with when we think we're having fun. I've leveled up a couple times now, level 3 now. Since I am level 3, I should spend some time looking at my stats as well. I got a really good roll on this character. Well, I can't even see that snail, damn. Yeah, I got a really good roll on this character. Where's my, yeah, this. I got 4, 6, 4, 11. So in, what do I need first of all? I should put everything in Dex because I need, I'm making a thief. And yeah, what do I want? 3 snails. I'll put 1 level and 3 snails. I think that could be useful. I do believe it requires a snail shell though. Anyway, I can't remember. Like at some point they took away the requirement for a snail shell, but I'm quite sure it still needs one. Yeah, needs a snail shell. How many do I have? I have 7. Okay, that's not too bad. I'll save them for when I need to use them. Anyway, yeah, back in old Maple, or this Maple, you had to roll for your character stats. And by that I mean, like during the character creation, you would have a dice. I should have shown that actually. Actually, no, that's quite boring. You have a dice, and you roll the dice, which determines your... Oh crap. I remember that happening a lot too in this game. Damn, I was so bad at it. But yeah, you would roll a dice, and it would just... Oh my god. It would just randomly determine your stats. And there were, I think, 25 points that could go into each of the 4 stats, and it would just like randomly be allocated. And for each class, you have a primary stat and a secondary stat. And the other 2 stats were like basically useless, like they did nothing. I think luck was actually okay. Well, not okay, but like, what's happening? Yeah, like luck was a stat that was like somewhat useful. Well, not really useful, but it had like a purpose. Like luck, yeah, the higher your luck is, the less less EXP you lose when you die. So that was the one benefit of having luck. But obviously, if you put points into luck, then you would not be putting points into another stat, and that means like you're losing out on damage, which is like the most important thing. So there's like, it only ended up just being a benefit for the classes that used luck, and every other class would just lose like more EXP when they died, which is a bit, you know, not the fairest of systems, but yeah, that's how it worked. So getting when you rolled for your character's stats, like the lowest you could get is 4, and you basically wanted to get 4 on every stat that wasn't your main stat or your secondary stat, and that would take ages. You would just sit there like clicking the dice over and over again until you got 4 4s. I was actually really lucky, like I got double 4s on strength and int, because thieves, I'm making a thief by the way, I think I mentioned, they use luck and dex as their main stat. So yeah, what do I need to do for this lady? I should have checked. Helping out Yuna, blue snail and 10 shrooms. Okay, it's alright, I can do that. Oh, and I need to shroom things as well. Okay, 2 birds with 1 stone. Anyway, yeah, you need to put points in your stats appropriately. So rolling for 2 4s was like the best outcome, because that means all your points would be in like the stats that you actually used. And yeah, it would just take ages to keep trying until you got it. Like this game had a lot of like beginner traps, I want to call it. Just like there were a lot of things you had to do to get the most out of it, and if you made a mistake and you leveled up and you didn't do something right, then like it would totally mess up your game, or your character rather, and you'd just never be able to like be as good as anyone else at the same level if like you didn't do like what they did. So it was very punishing, I guess. Yeah, like, and of course I fell for that trap, or not that trap in particular, but many traps. Actually, yeah, I did fall for that trap as well, just for what it's worth. Oops. Yeah, so that was one thing, but like I said, this time I was pretty lucky. I got 2 4s, and I got like 11 in luck, which was like perfect. So my stat rolls were like immaculate, and I needed 25 dex, like the lady told me just before, to advanced to a thief, or a rogue I guess it's called, the first job. And I think I'll go Dexless. So the way you'd maximize your damage back in the old days was to like put all of your points into your primary stat and not into your secondary stat. And this was a compromise because you had like the equipment you could wear depended on your secondary stat as well. So like for a thief, you would need like the primary stat luck, it would need like a lot of luck, and for your secondary stat, which was dex, you would need like some dex as well. So if you didn't have enough dex, you couldn't equip your gear, which is a problem. But there's some special gear in the game that is like generic gear or gear for all classes, or it would be like a special item, like a maple item, and it wouldn't require like any stats to equip. And these were basically the weapons you were limited to because you couldn't equip the usual ones. Okay, there's no shrooms here. Alright, made it all the way to Amherst already. Rain's Maple Quiz. Wonder if I can remember this. Okay, I didn't read what she said, but I'll read the questions when she asks. Items I. Wouldn't it be cool if I like actually just remembered all the answers? Oh, look at that. Yeah, I don't think I'm that autistic about this game compared to something like Pokemon, but I do like, especially because I haven't thought about it for like a really long time too, but I guess it's not so, like it hasn't quite left me just yet. Okay, yeah, finish Rain's Maple Quiz. Anyway, yeah, so to go Dexless, you would have to sacrifice a lot of things, and nowadays in Maple, as far as I remember, you actually don't need to do this anymore. Your items no longer require secondary stats to equip, so you can literally just put all of your points into like your main stat and there'll be no reason not to do it. And this is like also kind of weird because like if that's the case, like you don't need to worry about your stat spread, you just need to make sure like all your points are in one stat. So like why is there even an option to assign stats? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really make sense that like you have the option to assign stats when there's only one like correct answer. So yeah, I'm not too sure about how that system was about improving it. Like I think making I don't know, it's difficult to make the game like more viable like stat spread wise, but I don't know, the solutions doesn't seem quite what's the word, like elegant. It's more like a tacked on solution, and I mean it's better than the way it was previously, like for sure. And like a lot of things I'm saying about this game right now, like they don't apply to the current Maple story. Like a lot of the problems with the game are fixed, but it doesn't necessarily mean the game is like better. It just has like different problems, I feel. Yeah, that's probably the nicest way to put it. But even so, the game was a pretty good part of like what I did as a kid. So it's nice to go back and just have fun seeing what I used to be doing when I didn't know what I was actually doing. Now I do though, so, or at least I seem to, or I hope I do. So yeah, maybe I'll be a bit better off this time. Yeah, leveling up was really slow in this game as well. Like I remember it took me ages to get like anywhere, and I was stuck on like level 40ish for like the longest time. I played for like years and I never got past like level 40, and then eventually because like I never wanted to just like sit down and just like level up. That was like the most boring thing ever. So I ended up just like not leveling and just like going around exploring, because I played a thief back then as well, and thieves had this skill called Dark Sight, which made you invincible. Well, not really invincible, but like you would become, I guess, untargetable by like contact damage. You could still get hit by like spells and stuff, but monsters wouldn't cast spells and stuff unless you aggroed them. So you could just cast Dark Sight, and that basically let you walk through all the monsters. and I just used that and I went exploring like everywhere. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed like just playing around with that. Oh yeah, and I have to accept another quest for him to give me like the actual quest reward, which is the relaxer. Okay, yeah, got my chair. What else? So I gave Lucas his letter, and he wants me to give the reply as well. So bring back to Maria. Okay, I can do that on the way back. Yuna's quest, I can do this while I do my training as well, and I can collect some of these things. Okay. Yeah. This will be good. I remember she's gone. Well, maybe she's not gone. She was gone for some time. Okay, she wants a bunch of stuff. Luckily, I've already got a bunch of snail shells. What does she need? Mushroom spores as well. Oh, but Maria wants mushroom spores too. Okay, she wants red snail shells. Oh yeah, another thing. As a beginner, you use basic attacks, and the damage that your basic attacks do is determined by your strength. Primarily your strength. So if you were making a mage, you would put all your points into int. Like you would have literally no reason to put stats into strength. So when you're a beginner, you'd literally do like 1 damage to everything. Like you wouldn't be able to hit things. Like, see how I'm doing like 3 damage here? That would be 1, and these red snails have 40 health. So I would be like jumping and hitting it 40 times, like I am to this slime right now. So like, that was terrible. Like there was no way around that. But like I said before, this problem is also, oh, I aggroed a 3rd one. Why can't I just hit the same oh my god, I'm hitting all of them, and now the snail's not aggroed anymore. Okay, yeah, but they fixed this in current Maple. Like as a beginner, you just have like generic stats. You don't get to put your stat points in anything, I believe. And as soon as you like graduate from being a beginner, you get all your stat points back, and you can just put them in whatever you want. So the game helps you out like that, which is quite nice of them. I think that's actually a good solution to solving this problem. Okay, I just need to kill the snail. Okay. Can I try somewhere else? Yeah, so that's a good solution to that problem. Oh, another thing that determined your damage was the type of attack you're doing. See how now I just did like a bunch of stabs. I also have these 2 slashes, like the upward slash and this like sideward one, like the one from the side, and the one that comes from the top. Yeah, this, like, depending on your weapon, like certain types of attack would do more damage. So for like an axe, for example, your slashing attacks would do more damage. It would be like, I think it was something like 120% for the 2 slashes and 60% for a stab. And as you can see, like, this makes your damage like inconsistent, right? But you have a 2 out of 3 chance of getting a slash, and a 1 out of 3 chance of getting a stab. So it'd be like better in the long run, but if you had a sword, for example, your damage was actually equal on the 3 types of attacks. So it would be 100, 100, 100. And if you like work it out, like 120, 120, and 60 is still like the same as 100, 100, 100. Like they both add up to 300. So on average it was the same, but like with a sword, your damage was just like so much more consistent, and it was a lot better. And like as a spearman, like obviously spears had more damage on a stabbing attack. I can't remember exactly what the spread was for that one, but like a lot of other classes like pages, they had the option to use blunt weapons, but like no one would use blunt weapons because swords were just like objectively the best weapon to use. Like there was nothing else you'd want to use. So if you're looking for a weapon to buy, like in the market, like not off an NPC, like one that someone's made, someone's like boosted the stats on and everything, you'd have to buy a sword. You wouldn't be able to buy anything else because like no one bothered to make anything else. Okay, where are all the spores? Damn, I have to go back there, I think. I need some red snail shells too. Oh, I guess we'll just kill the red snails while I'm here then. And I need some... I already have a squishy liquid, but I guess I'll just kill the slime anyway. And I've been talking for quite a while about this game. This is so slow. Like, if you look at the damage I'm doing now, it's like literally all in the single digits. Like, this slime has 50 health, and I'm hitting like 1 to 3 each time. So I'd have to hit it like, I don't know, 50 to, or I guess like 30 to 50 times to kill it. Or maybe a bit less, like 20 to 50, or something like that, 18 to 50, somewhere in that ballpark. So that was, yeah, pretty bad. Like nowadays, if you see like Maple, you just watch like beginners playing, they're doing like 3-digit damage, and you're just like, you know, everyone is just like so powerful. You can really see like the power creep. That's not necessarily a good thing, but like if I had to describe current day Maple, I'd say probably the best or the most appropriate word is like chaotic. Like there's so much stuff going on, you don't even know like what you're doing. Like as a beginner, if you try to start off and like start playing the game, then it's like you really get overwhelmed by all the stuff that you see. Especially if you see like, you know, it looks a bit messy, this AI, not AI, UI. But if you just look at myself, like it's just my character and it's got my name underneath, like that's it. But if you look at like current day Maple and like just look at a random person, you'll see like they have like their guild, they have a medal, they have like pets and like gigantic chairs and flashy items and all this stuff. It just looks really intimidating, and like a lot of this thing you don't really know like what it's for, what it does. And you get all these notifications about like the events and stuff as well. Like that the lady Cassandra, she always oh the pigs, yeah, she'll always like, oh this is gonna hurt me, should think of a smarter way to get over there. There isn't really a better way to get over there. Okay, maybe the old map was the best one to stay on. Yeah, Cassandra, she hands out all the events for like, I guess just general Maple events, and she appears, like she's an NPC, but she appears like everywhere. And I guess you just find her like by accident all the time, because she appears in the notifications for everything, and like you just constantly be hearing from her. So like she keeps telling you stuff, and like a lot of these events you can't really participate in if you're just a beginner, because like there's way too much stuff you need to do that you can't really do as a beginner. Like that sort of thing, I feel it's a bit overwhelming for someone who's new. Whereas like, you know, this older Maple was a lot more slow paced and relaxed. I mean, I guess the game is like a lot... Oh, why didn't that even hit? That was totally within the box. Yeah. Oh, I missed again. Wow. My Dex is putting in work. Yeah, Dex lets you avoid attacks with a certain success rate. Oh, which snail was the one I hit before? Was it this one? Yes. Okay. Yeah, Maple back in like this day was a lot simpler. A lot less things you had to worry about. A lot less to do as well, but I guess that just comes with the territory, because like nowadays like everyone playing MapleStory is at like a high level, and they wanna add more endgame content, because that's what like the high level players wanna see. So like as a new player, you wouldn't really have any like choice but to just level up and then experience like the high end or like end game content, because like, you know, that's what they're catering for. And like they do cater to it, because like they've made it so much easier to level up and everything. There was a big patch called Big Bang. This was quite a while ago, and there was a really big overhaul of the game, and one of the major changes was to the EXP system, or like the leveling system. And what they did was, the total amount of EXP required to get to level 200, which is the max level, they reduced it by 5/6. 5/6. Such a hard word to say. Yeah, so 1/6 of the EXP was all you needed to get to max level compared to before. Like, this is a lot, like a lot of EXP. Like, it's not half, it's 1/6. So obviously it became like a lot faster to just get to max level and level up a lot. So like, that was obviously one of the problems with the game. The way they addressed it again wasn't like the nicest, but I guess there isn't really another solution for it. Like, if you already set the bar super high, you can't really go back and say like, you know, whoops, just kidding. I didn't really like that about it. But I mean, there isn't really much else you can do. Oh, there's a shroom. Oh, there's a few shrooms actually. Oh well, there's so many things down here. Did I put 3 snails on something? Okay. Oh, I think I needed these snail shells. Oops. Oh well. Yeah. What was I talking about before? Oh yeah, damage. Another stat that determines your like physical attack damage is dex. So that's actually quite useful. Like, as a thief, I get to put points in dex. Or well, like I said before, I intend to go dexless, but I need to put at least 25 dex to get the job advancement to a thief. So that means like, I'm gonna have this minimum dex requirement, and like, luck's not gonna do anything for me at this point, because as a beginner, when you die, you don't lose the XP, so it actually does like literally nothing. But obviously I'll be maxing out luck later, because that would give me the most benefit to my stats. But for the time being, I just put all my points into dex, because obviously that's gonna make my time on Maple Island just that much easier. And you know, who would want to make this game any harder than it needs to be? You'd have to be quite the masochist. Anyway, I need some mushroom spores and snail shells while I'm here, so may as well collect them. Can't believe I used so many snail shells. You know, this the quest helper, the thing on the top right, like, I don't remember this being here until like a lot later in the game. So I feel like it might be something the private server just added like extra, because I think in this version of the game the quest helper didn't exist yet. Oh yeah, I can give the letter to Mario while I'm here. Okay, get a random item. What did I get? I got a hat. There's a level limitation. Ah, this hat. Okay, let's put it on. May as well. And she needs her mushroom spores. Okay. Oh, there's actually like another person here. Didn't expect that. Well, I need some snail shells anyway. May as well kill a couple. And leveling up takes so long. I've been at this for like, how long now? Like, probably 30 minutes I think. And I've leveled up 7 times. Actually, that's not too bad compared to how long it takes like later. It will take like literal ages to get like anywhere reasonable. Okay, almost 4. Oh, I did mention before that I only got to around level 40ish or 45 or so, back on my original character, and that was my highest level, and I was stuck there for like years just because I never, like literally years, because I never wanted to just sit there and grind for hours. That didn't seem like fun to me. But like by the time I heard Big Bang was coming out, I was like, oh, I wanna get to the third job by the time I get to okay, give this to Shanks. Okay, cool, that's alright, I'll do that later. Oh, I need 10 more mushroom spores for this quest. Are you serious? It's gonna take me ages. Is there seriously like not a better place that has like mushrooms? I mean shrooms. I think maybe the way to South Perry has some. This, no. Maybe in here. Why is there a map that it's like just shrooms? They're so important for all these quests and there's like literally none. Oh god. There's an orange mushroom down there. There's a shroom to the left. Doesn't look like there's that many either. I guess the previous map was the only place to go. Yeah, oh damn, I lost my train of thought again. What was I talking about? Okay, I need 25 in this, and I'll just put the rest into luck, because I'll do that anyway. And for my skills, I'll keep it on green snails for now, because I have snail shells left. Okay, and 10 spores is going to take ages. Oh yeah, I remember that. You had to catch your breath to switch channels, so you couldn't just switch channels to avoid getting hit by a monster. You had to actually like wait for your character to like not be in the... Oh, there's another guy here. Better leave him alone. Yeah, you'd have to wait for your character to like recover. See how like I'm flashing? You have to wait for that to finish. And your character's like breathing heavily, so you couldn't just like change channels to avoid a battle. You had to like actually get to a safe spot first. And I guess that's okay as a feature, like just to prevent like cheesing stuff. Okay, there's my next shroom. Man, there's actually no shrooms. Oh, is my keyboard loud? I feel like it might be. It usually is. I didn't really consider that when I started this, but there's not really anything to do about it at this point. Oh, there's a bunch of shrooms up here. Nice, nice. Oh, I'm actually avoiding a lot of attacks. That's pretty cool. Yeah, having Dex lets you avoid attacks like I mentioned before. So as a thief, you got quite lucky with that. I think like later on, I played like a dual blade, and that I didn't have that much Dex from memory, but actually maybe I did. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I think I had a fair bit of Dex actually. Like I had equips that gave like Dex bonuses and stuff, and I could literally just like sit on top of Zakum and spam my skills, and like he would not kill me because he couldn't hit me. Like I wouldn't ever, it would never be buffered. So I could just keep attacking non-stop. I wouldn't have to like reposition or anything. Like there was no pushback, just because like I never got hit by anything, and it was actually like pretty cool. But it felt a bit unfair as well, as it would. But of course, dual blade doesn't exist in the game at this point. Didn't come out for quite a while. Oh, I finally got an item drop. After all these monsters I killed, I finally get an item. And I think it's just a sword. Like the very sword I'm holding right now. Yes, just a sword. Weapon attack 16. See how the name is grey? That means it's lower... Oops, that's not what I wanted. Where's my items? Where did I put it on? Oh, there it is. yeah, it means it's got lower. See, this has 17 weapon attack. This one has 16. So if the item name is grayed out, it indicates that the stats on it are weaker than average. And if it's above average, it should have like a blue name instead of the white name. That's something I remember too. But yeah, like after all of this time, I got one weapon, like, and it actually does nothing for me. That was another thing that was really hard in this game. Like getting money or like items, just like useful stuff, is really hard. Just because like nothing would ever drop stuff, and like this snail dropped 5 misos, and like I'm not even joking when I say this. Like items you had to buy in the NPC stores, they costed like in the thousands. So for this level, so if you were to like just kill snails until you got enough mesos to buy your item, it would take you like hundreds just to buy one item, and then you'd have to buy like, or if you wanted to buy an item for like every item slot you had, then like you'd be looking at killing like monsters in the thousands, and like that's not fun. No one wants to do that. So yeah, it was quite not very helpful, but most of the items that you'd buy from an NPC are like garbage anyway, so like that doesn't help either. That was, yeah, quite annoying, I guess. But okay, I finally finished this stupid quest. Let's go back to my, I think I have to go back to my, let me just double check that. Yeah, go back to my. Yeah, if I was a warrior and I put all my stats to strength right now, I'd probably be hitting in the double digits. It's not that much better. Oh, I need to finish the first quest first. Okay. Now what is this one? I haven't found the beginner's guide to shopping. What is the beginner's guide to shopping? Okay, whatever. I'll figure it out afterwards. There's a few shrooms here. Maybe I should have stayed in this map instead. Oh well. What's done is done. And it takes me ages to walk all the way back to. Oh wait, I have nimble feet. I walk ever so slightly faster. I believe it was 120%. Speed plus 20. Yeah, so that puts me at. Oops! Oh no, didn't mean to press that. That puts me at how much? It should be 100. Yeah, so plus 20 would be 120%. Okay. 100 red potions, well, that's a lot. I don't think the game was always like that. Okay, so I finished that. Is that all? I remember those quests to kill pigs and stuff and whatever. Maybe that was someone else. Oh yeah, and like I mentioned before, if I was playing warrior, I'd have. Oh, now I can talk to my. Yeah, if I was playing a warrior and I put my stat into strength, I would have a lot of a lot more damage, but I would also miss quite a lot because dexterity, dex, that also determined your accuracy. And if you put no dex, then you would miss all the time. So thieves had the nice benefit of never ever missing because they had dex. But warriors, if they wanted to max their damage, they would have to put points in strength, which wouldn't let them put points into dex. So that's also quite unfortunate for warriors. Okay, looks like the quests are finally starting now. Man, I'm gonna get to level 10 before I and these stumps are all gathering around. I need that downward slash to get rid of this last stump. Yeah, warriors would have a hard time with their with the accuracy. So that was also a bit unfortunate. Why did it just hit that one? Like, I actually have like this kind of intuition that tells me which mob I'm gonna hit, but I never understood why it would hit the one that I feel like it's gonna hit. Like, it's sort of just been honed over the years, but it doesn't really make sense why it would hit that specific one. Okay, one more branch, come on. Nope. Yeah, I feel like if I went and played like current day Maple, I'd be doing so much damage at this point, it wouldn't even be funny. Actually, there wouldn't even be at this point because this tutorial is gone. There's my branch. I actually don't want to level up too much at this point, because if I overlevel and advance my job later, I'm going to miss out on skill points that I'd have, that I'd never be able to get back. So I need to have like that in mind as well when I play. And this was another sort of like, oh, I hit the slime, what the hell. Yeah, this was another trap that new players would like not really fall for, because it was kind of hard to level up in the first place. But definitely, if you weren't careful, you'd lose your stat points. Oh, not stat points, skill points. And a lot of these skills, they were quite tricky as well, because like if you wanted to have like an actual good character, like for example, warriors had this this skill for maxing their HP, and what it would do is it would give you like more HP when you leveled up. So you know how when you level up, your max HP increases? Warriors would have this skill that gives you more HP on each level up. And what this means is, if you don't put all of your points into that skill straight away, then you're missing out on HP that you would otherwise, like you would have gotten. So, you know, if you want your attack skill to level up faster, or if you want like another buff skill or something, like you couldn't get that, because it would mean like you'd lose these stats and you'd never be able to get them back. So that was one thing. They fixed that in Maple these days. As I mentioned, like a lot of these problems don't really exist anymore. What they did this time was they made it a percentage. So like they would say like increase your max HP by 20% and max level. So it wouldn't matter when you leveled it up, as long as you max it out, you like, since it's a percentage, you'd always get like the full amount. It wouldn't be like on level up. So that helped out a lot. But yeah, back in the old days, it wasn't as forgiving. And yeah, as you can guess, it's not the most the nicest way, I guess, to find out that your character is just like behind everyone else's because you didn't do something completely unintuitive. And there was another sort of skill, like every class I believe had this skill. It was a weapon mastery skill, and people would always say to max it, and I wouldn't understand why, because all the skill does was it would say something like, for example, a warrior, a fighter, to be specific, would have something like, you know, it would say you would have like sword mastery, you would have like blunt weapon mastery, that kind of thing, and you'd have to choose one. Like if you tried to master like both of them, you wouldn't have enough stat points, skill points to spend. Okay, 3 slimes this time. I better not get to level 10, or not get past level 10. But yeah, you couldn't choose between them because you wouldn't have enough stat points to spend, so you'd have to pick and then just like go with it. And like I mentioned before, like if you didn't pick sword, you basically lost. So you had to do that, and like the skill itself didn't seem that useful. Like it just said increases weapon mastery, and like this doesn't make any sense. Like what does weapon mastery do? It also increases your accuracy, and like that's actually like a useful thing, I think. Actually, I can't remember if it increased your accuracy. I feel like it did. It increased something else. But the main point was it increased weapon mastery. And like I would put levels into it at the beginning because you would need like certain weapon mastery to learn like a bunch of skills. But what they didn't tell you about weapon mastery was it actually increases your damage, sort of. The thing is, if you look at your damage in the game, it's a range. So you could hit like you would have like a certain damage amount, and you would hit between like I think it was something like 40% and 100%. And if you maxed out your weapon mastery, it would raise it to like 80 to 100 instead of like 40 to 100. So it wouldn't increase your max damage, but it would make your damage a lot more consistent. Like it would hit in the higher ranges like a lot more often. So like you would have to level this up, and like you wouldn't know what it did because the game never told you, but like that's actually what it did. So oops, oh no, I wasted a snail shell. Yeah, like that's a bit silly as well, I think. Okay, got the swishy liquid with 2 pigs. Okay, pigs are the hardest monsters on Maple Island. From memory, I don't think there's anything stronger than a pig, but should be alright. Should be a couple here. Oh, that's a lot of pigs. Let's try and find a different channel that's only got 2 pigs up there. Should save me some trouble. I remember struggling with the pigs back in the day. Any pigs? Okay, there's 0 pigs. Oh wait, no, this is the platform with the pigs. Okay, yeah, there's 0 pigs. Okay, well I did say fewer pigs, but not that much. Well, not that few rather. How many red snail shells do I have? Oh, I got this cap. Where'd I get that? Oh, I got the razor too. The razor's got slightly more attack, so I'll switch to that. 2 red snail shells. Okay, whatever. 1 big. And these are pretty strong. Like they ran fast, so you'd always get hit by them. The razor's not doing much better than before. Conveniently, pig spawned when the other one died, so I can just kill this one and I'll be done. Yeah, the razor, I pushed it too far back, so like the next swing missed, and then it was able to run at me before my next attack. Yeah, just like that. Before my next attack hit. So can't reach. So yeah, it was able to hit me before I could buffer it again. Oh, unlock piece, cool. Okay, it's back to my... Should be done with Mai's training now. It does say it's her last training. Meat, lemon, EXP, cool. Thanks Mai, good having you. I guess thanks for having me. Now back to Lucas. I need to kill some small snails with this guy too. Okay. I have his recommendation letter that lets me go to Victoria Island. Do I have to report his snail quest back to him? Because that'd be kind of annoying. I'd have to come all the way back in there. Oh, I have 19 blue snail shells. Maybe I use those instead for my... Oops. My 3 snails. Level up one more time, and I'll get... There's no snails anywhere. Okay, here's some snails. Yeah, one other thing that bothered me a lot when I was a kid was like the snails were inconsistent. Like the blue snails and the red snails were just a reskin, but the regular snail, the green snail, Like, it looked different from the rest. Okay, do I seriously have to go all the way back to Lucas? Okay. Seriously, what does Yuno want? I don't understand why she's just standing here. You know, Yuno is actually a really Korean sounding name. Never occurred to me, but like, I mean, it makes sense because it's a Korean game, but like, I don't think in Korean it's called Amherst. Oh, maybe it could be Amherst. But yeah, I never thought about how Korean some of these characters' names sounded. Okay, here's Lucas. What did I get? Red work gloves. Oh, I got red work gloves? Wow, this is 1 strength, damn. Work gloves are rare. Like, especially the colored ones. Well, the normal ones aren't rare, but they were very desired because they were a generic equip, so you could wear them on any character, as you can see. Every class can equip them, and people would scroll them with, because there was a certain scroll, work glove attack scroll, and the 60% chance one would give you +2, and you could do it 5 times. So you could get up to 10 strength or 10 weapon attack on your work gloves. And that'd be very, like, you know, that's a big deal because it would give you a lot of stuff. A lot of damage. Okay, 1 orange mushroom. Yeah, it would give you a lot of damage, so like, it was very desired. Like, they would go for a lot of money, and people would be very, I guess, what's the word? Like, they would want them a lot. Where are the orange mushrooms? There should be some on this map. Maybe in a different channel. I still remember, like, it's just a habit to press escape and then enter straight away for changing channels. Because I used to do that so much. Alright, there's a mushroom. Oh, there's 2 mushrooms. Okay. So if you want to go away. There's my orange mushroom cap. And I missed the jump, so I have to go back and collect it again. Good thing I collected all those blue snail shells. Okay, back to Barry. $700 HP, would that level me up? No? Okay, good. I'll take it. Let's keep going. This is nostalgic. So what do Yuno want? I don't understand. There's a quest before this quiz starts. Like, I finished all of her quests, I don't know what she wants. And there's a quest up there too, let's see what this guy's got. I don't remember there being a quest up here. I don't even remember there was anything, like, there was even a platform here, let alone a person. Biggs. Ah, yes. 1 orange mushroom cap and 5 blue snail shells. Okay, oh, I think you give me a fruit knife or a razor. Okay. And he gives me Olaf's thing as well. Okay, cool. Yeah. Let's do his quest first. We'll get a 1 orange mushroom cap him, shouldn't take long. Yeah, so if I remember correctly, Biggs' quest gives you like a random item, and it's either a fruit knife or a razor. And as you can see, like, a razor I already have. Like, it came from one of the quests I did before, I assume. I remember receiving it from a quest back when I played it, so I'm assuming that's how I got it this time. And the fruit knife is like a better weapon, but it would just be completely random, like which weapon you got. A mock piece, but no mushroom. And I can only use 3 more snail shells before I don't have enough for the quest. It's a bit sad. 2, 3, and then 1 hit. Come on. Okay, there's a cap. Oh, this mushroom hitting me so hard. Okay, back to Biggs. Okay, I can get to level 10, but I can't get past level 10, so I should have enough leeway to get to Victoria Island in one piece. I think for today I'll stop when I got the fruit knife. Awesome. Yeah, I think for today I'll get... Okay, can I grab this yet? Level 8? Yeah, 22. That's better than what I've got. Open it. Attack speed fast. Okay. This has attack speed faster. So yeah, objectively the better weapon. Glad I got one. Now I speak to Shanks, I'll give him his whatever that lady wanted me to give him. Okay. 150 misos. Yes. Recommendation letter. Okay, so he won't charge me. Okay, cool. So since I did the quest, I get to go for free. Now I made it to Lith Harbor. I'm in Victoria Island. Introduction to the monster book. Okay, yeah, I don't care about this. Actually, I think she's just up like at the end of the boat anyway. Anyway, yeah, I'll advance to Thief, and then I'll stop for today, I think. Oh, I didn't open the monster book, but she doesn't care. Okay, she gave me something. Monster book ring. Okay. I guess I'll keep it. It doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, that was another thing. You could wear up to 4 rings in Maple. Where's Olaf? I think he's over there. Ah, perfect. That's one double advancement. Yes. Around Lith Harbor. Yeah, you could wear 4 rings. What does he want? Pig's head? Oh, that's too much work. 500 EXP. Okay, that gets me to level 10. Perfect. And I need to answer this quiz. EXP. Okay, don't care. Path of a Thief. Okay, become level 10 and then get over there. Okay. Yeah, no, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so you needed how much money do I have? 1200? Actually, let's go to the shop first. I'll tell you why when I get there. But yeah, as a... Shit, what was I saying? I just totally lost my train of thought again. It's so hard to think about so many things at once. Okay, whatever, I'll just tell you why I'm going... Oops, not this shop. I need to go to the other shop. The shield shop. Yeah, so as a bandit, you would wear a dagger, and you were one of the classes that had the ability to wear a shield because you had a one... Oh, this is too much. 2,000? No. So yeah, everything's so expensive. But yeah, you would have the ability to wear a shield, but there weren't really any Thief exclusive shields. There were like 2 or 3, I think. But those were like really rare, really hard to get. And there were 2 generic shields that any class could wear. And that was the Stolen Fence that I just showed you, which basically did nothing. And there was also the Pot Lid, which is a drop from like a snail or something stupid like that. And like that would just be like the best you could do because that was all you had. So people like really wanted they really wanted these pot lids, and because like that was all you could equip. Okay. Oh yeah, also the taxi. The normal taxi looks like this regular cab here. But in Lith Harbor, I thought there was, like, for the longest time I thought there was no taxi, but turns out there is. It's just like the ticket machine. Anyways, Path of the Thief, 50 XP. It doesn't level me up, right? Okay, cool. Okay, my levels become 10. Let me be a thief. Yes. Okay. Okay, cool. Become a thief. That's alright. Good hustle. Oh yeah, I was talking about the rings, that's right. So see how you had like 4 ring slots. So here. You had 4 ring slots, but if you try to like equip it by double clicking on it in your this is 22, no difference. Okay, but yeah, if you try to equip it by double clicking it on your inventory, it will just replace like this ring here. So if you wanted to equip 4 rings at once, you would actually have to like drag the item into the ring slot. So that was actually pretty stupid, and like I never realized you could do this. So when I like actually had 4 rings, I found out I could do that, and it was, you know, pretty. Okay, yeah, let's do this first. And yeah, it was pretty useful. Get 20 stumps. I guess I'll do that another time. I'll probably come back and give this game another crack for a little while. But it's been about an hour, so I think now is a good time to just wrap up what I've been doing and get into the other stuff afterwards. Right, first of all, stat points. Everything into luck. Oh man, I haven't put this in for a while. It increases my hands. It doesn't tell me what my hands do if I hover. Okay, yeah, my attack range pretty garbage at the moment. What skills do I have? Nimble body, accuracy and avoidability. Passive skill, keen eyes. Range of attack with throwing weapon, plus 25. Okay, this is like important. You have to max this for an assassin, but as a bandit, I don't need to bother with this. Disorder, temporarily decrease the weapon defense. Oh, this was the little stab that gives the little ghost thing. Okay, that was useless. Well, double stab. This skill gets obsolete really quickly because at level 30, thieves get another skill which basically replaces completely. Oh well, bandits do. It's Savage Blow. It's one of my favorite skills in the game actually. One of the reasons why I chose to make a bandit here. But yeah, double stab is just a single target damaging skill. And I'll put 1 point in it now, I guess, because like, you know, it's gonna be my main skill for now. But I won't need to worry with it later. Let's see. Dark Sight. I'll need to max this. Disorder. I may as well max this because it'll be more useful in double stab later on. And Nimble Body. So that'll give me 20, 20, and 20, 60. So 60 SP is 20 levels, I believe. Yeah, 20 times 3 is 60. And that means by level 30, I'll have enough SP to max all of those 3, which is perfect actually, because 20, 20, and 20, and then I don't need Keen Eyes or Lucky 7 because those are assassin skills. And this is another thing the game doesn't tell you, which class your skills are important for. So yeah, I'll max those 3, I suppose. Disorder last. Maybe I'll do Disorder first. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I'll probably do Nimble Body. But yeah, none of these will make a difference in how fast I level up. Now that I have the double stab, it makes a cool like little stabby sound. Yeah. So I guess I'll play with that next time. And yeah, we'll see how far I put up with this before I stop, huh? Anyway, yeah, thanks for hanging around. I'll see you guys next time.